Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you, and I hope you all are fine and safe. So today we are going to read our next chapter from the book Snapshots, and the name of the prose is Birth by A.J. Cronin. Right. So today we are going to read about a particular doctor who is trying his level best in order to save the patient. And who is the patient? The patient is a pregnant lady. How he is saving, what kind of efforts he is giving, or what kind of conclusions ultimately is coming from this case, whether the baby that is ultimately delivered by the lady, whether it is saved or not, that we will see in this prose. Clear? So let's go into the prose. In this excerpt from the Citadel, Andrew Manson, newly out of medical school, has just begun his medical practice as an assistant to Dr. Edward Page in the small Welsh mining town of Blenheim. As he returning from a disappointing evening with Christine, the girl he loves, he is met by Joe Morgan. Joe and his wife, who have been married nearly 20 years, are expecting their first child. So the scenario is very clear. The main character, the main protagonist is Andrew Manson, and he is having a relationship with the girl Christine, whom he loves, and when he was returning after meeting this girl, he was very much disappointed. Maybe something happened with the girl, so he is disappointed, and he is also the assistant of Dr. Edward Page. And when he is returning, he met Joe Morgan, and Joe Morgan and his wife, they are married for 20 years, and they are expecting their first child. So this case is very different because this is their first baby and they are very much tensed. So what kind of procedure this doctor will take, or what kind of conversation this doctor will have, this particular character Joe Morgan, we will see in this beginning of this prose. Clear? So let's go into the text. Though it was nearly midnight when Andrew reached Bringover, he found Joe Morgan waiting for him, walking up and down with short steps between the closed surgery and the entrance to the house. So it was nearly midnight. Okay, and when Andrew reached Bringover, this is the place, and he found that Joe is waiting for him, and between the closed surgery and the entrance to the house. So this is the location. At the sight of him, the burly driller's face expressed relief. So when Joe ultimately saw that the doctor is coming, he is expressing his relief. Doctor, I am glad to see you. I've been back and forward here this last hour. The missus wants you before time too. So now he is expressing his relief with this sentence, that I am very glad to see you because my missus is expecting you before it is too late. So you please come with me to my house. Andrew abruptly recalled from the contemplation of his own affairs, told Morgan to wait. He went into the house for his bag. Then together they set out for number 12 Blaine Terrace. The night air was cool and deep with quiet mystery. Usually so perceptive, Andrew now felt dull and listless. He had no premonition that this night call would prove unusual, still less that it would influence his whole future in Blenheim. So now he is saying that wait, let me take my bag, then we will go together. So when they are going, this night was quite mystery. Okay, so this is a mysterious night, and Andrew is not feeling well. He is feeling dull, listless, okay, lack of energy, and he is not having any kind of idea. Premonition means that you are having a strong intuition that something is going to happen, and this kind of feeling he is not having, a kind of sixth sense you can say. So, he is not having that kind of premonition or any kind of intuition that this night is going to be something different, and this will change his entire future. So, what is going to happen? The two men walked in silence until they reached the door of number 12. Then Joe drew up short. "I will not come in," he said, and his voice showed signs of strain. "But man, I know you will do well for us." And Joe ultimately is coming to his door, and ultimately he is saying that, "But doctor, I will not come inside, and I have a strong belief on you that you will definitely do the best." So, after saying this, he is just waiting outside of the door. And now, this doctor, what is the name? Andrew. Andrew is entering. Page 66. Inside, a narrow stair led up to a small bedroom, clean but poorly furnished and lit only by an oil lamp. So, this is the scenario. There is nothing to understand, very clear. Here Mrs. Morgan's mother, a tall grey haired woman of nearly 70. So, this is the Mrs. Morgan's mother, one character. And the stout elderly midwife waited beside the patient. Midwife means someone who is assisting the patient in order to deliver the baby. Okay. Kind of nurse we can say. So, these two ladies are there, one is Mrs. Morgan's mother, another one is this midwife. Elderly midwife waited beside the patient, watching Andrew's expression as he moved about the room. Right? "Let me make you a cup of tea, Dr. Batch," said the former quickly after a few moments. Said the former means Mrs. Morgan's mother, the 70 years old lady. She is saying that if you want to take a cup of tea, I can prepare. Andrew smiled faintly. He saw that the old woman, wise in experience, realized there must be a period of waiting, that she was afraid he would leave the case, saying he would return later. So, Andrew understood that why the lady is offering tea. Maybe the lady is having the confusion that probably the doctor will leave very soon, and the doctor will say, means Andrew will say to the patient party that I will come later on. The patient is more or less okay now. So, in order to make him stay within the house, the old lady, she is offering the tea. So, Andrew understood that, and what he is saying, "Don't fret, mother, I will not run away." So, you don't worry, ma'am, I will not run away, I will take care of your patient, relax. Down in the kitchen, he drank the tea which she gave him. Overwrought as he was, he knew he could not snatch even an hour's sleep if he went home. He knew too that the case here would demand all his attention, and Andrew is very much serious with the case, and he is quite aware that this case needs a kind of special attention, because we know that this is the first baby of this couple after 20 years, right. A queer lethargy of spirit came upon him. He decided to remain until everything was over. So, he is now waiting for the moment when everything will be all right. That time he will leave everything. An hour later, he went upstairs again, noted the progress made, came down once more, sat by the kitchen fire. So, after an hour, he again checked the patient, and he is again coming down and he is waiting. He is sitting beside the kitchen fire. It was still except for the rustle of a cinder in the grate and the slow tick tock of the wall clock. So, some sounds are coming, maybe some workers are having some work with the coal, okay, and they are working outside, and there is one more sound, that is tick tock of the wall clock. So, only the sound of the clock. No, there was another sound, the beat of Morgan's footsteps as he paced in the street outside, and there is also another footsteps, and that is Morgan, Joe Morgan, the husband, who is walking outside. The old woman opposite him sat in her black dress, quite motionless, her eyes strangely alive and wise, probing, never leaving his face. So, this is the facial expression of this old lady, means everyone is quite at all tense with this situation, right. So, what we got to know in this video, in this part, up to this part, that there is a couple and they are expecting their baby after 20 years, and the name of the doctor is Andrew Manson, who was having a quarrel with his beloved, and then the patient party met him and they took him to their house, and he is observing very minutely about the patient. He is waiting that what time should be the perfect one to deliver the baby, and a kind of conversation between the patient party and the doctor, as well as the atmosphere, the sounds, the different kinds of tensions and expressions of the characters. Clear? So, who are the important characters? Andrew, the character of Joe, then the mother, the midwife, and the patient, means the pregnant lady, right. So, what is going to happen we will see in the upcoming video.